Hello guys, so it's 2019 and I've decided to do a manga collection video. Mostly because I want to look back on it and see how much I've progressed, what series I've collected, and yeah, keep track of it. So firstly we have Vinland Saga volumes 1 to 10. This series is very good, I enjoy it a lot. I think at this point most people have heard about it. The art style is great, the story is good. I think this is one series that anyone should have and should read. Next up we have Blade of the Immortal in omnibus format. I've read just the first volume and I've enjoyed it a lot. I think it's like halfway done, and yeah, I think this series is a must-have also, just as Vinland Saga. I've read only the first volume, and I decided to stop there just so I could collect it first, all the volumes, and then read it all over again from one to the last volume. Next, also you might have noticed that I have two volumes of Omnibus 2. That's because I got a volume from Book Depository, and it's quite the front was quite creased, as you can see. So I talked to them and they decided to send me another volume, which is very nice of them. And yeah, one more volume, I don't mind at all. Next up, I would like to show my box sets. I have Bleach. I've seen the anime and decided to get the manga. It's a very good series. I will definitely get the next box set since the third one just came out maybe 1 month ago, 2, not sure. And yeah, I definitely looking forward to reading the whole Bleach, because the anime didn't really finish it off. Next up we have One Piece box set, volumes 1 to 23. I'm currently reading this. I'm on volume 3. Yeah, it's a very good series. Everyone knows One Piece. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. Next up we have Rosario Vampire. I was kinda not afraid, but I've heard that it has a lot of... I mean, the anime had a lot of etchiness and fan service, so I wasn't sure if this series was something I wanted to read. But also, I've heard around that the manga was different from the anime, and it actually has a story and a plot. And after I've read all the volumes, I definitely enjoyed it. By the end, it had a lot of action, which was very good. And yeah, if you're looking for something like that, definitely pick up Rosario Vampire. Next up we have Sunken Rock by Boichi. Boichi is an amazing mangaka. I really enjoy his work, especially this one is pretty good. His art style is very nice. I was reading it in English, and I came across this set, which wasn't very expensive, and I decided to get it, even though I can't read Japanese. But yeah, I wanted to have it. Next up is Deadman Wonderland, another series that I've seen the anime, and I've decided I wanted to know the rest of the story, and that's why I decided to pick this up. It's pretty good. Uh, definitely, I definitely got to know the rest of the story, and yeah, not the best series out there, but it's definitely good. Next up, I have Naruto. These 3 volumes are kind of random. They were probably the first ones I got long time ago. I wasn't actively collecting, but yeah, I decided to get them because I enjoyed Naruto at the time. And special these, I got these 3 because it was Sasuke versus Deidara, if I'm not mistaken. And it was an epic battle, in my opinion, at that moment. And hence why I got these 3 volumes. Next up, I have IQ, only 1 volume. I enjoy reading some sports manga from now and then. I'm definitely going to pick all the rest of IQ, but I might collect it a little slower, since it's a long series. It's like 30 something volumes, and that's why I probably wait a little bit. The next step is Yotsuba. I have volume 1 to 2. This series is very good also. I usually try to put this series in the middle of something more gritty that I'm reading, like Change of Pace, and it works for me perfectly like that. I have to get more volumes though. I've already read these 2, and I'll probably order some next time. Next up, we have the volumes that were in the box set from the first box set of One Piece. It's on my shelf because basically I haven't read it, and it's easier for me to pick a volume. I'll probably store it in the box set after, just so I can save some space. But yeah, great series. Next up is Kaguya-sama, Love is War, volume 1 through 5. I'm picking this series, each volume like as it comes out. It's a change of pace again. I really like to change from type of series that I read now and then. This one definitely gets better as it goes. I think there's now the 6th volume is out, but yeah, pretty good series. Next up is Astro Lost in Space. I've just finished this series like a few minutes ago. It was definitely worth picking it up. That's because it's such a short series, like just 5 volumes, and the last volume, as you can maybe tell, it's very big, and it's the same price as the others. I think anyone should pick this up. It's very good. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you want something to read, this is probably a very good pickup. Next up, I have Maggie, just 2 volumes. It's because I want to collect this series, but again, just as IQ, it's a big series, and I heard it's finishing, or just finished, I'm not sure. These 2 volumes were quite cheap on Book Depository, and I decided to pick it up. But yeah, I will collect the whole series eventually, to read it all at once. But I'll probably be it will take a while for me to pick the rest. Next up we have Tokyo Ghoul 1 through 14. I've already read all of Tokyo Ghoul, but I haven't read Tokyo Ghoul Re, which I have 1 all the way through 5. I'm waiting on this to finish, just so I can read it all the way to the last volume. I know it has finished in Japan, and we are now waiting just for the English releases to be done. I'll definitely read it all as I get the volumes, I guess. Next up we have Doridoro, volume 1 through 22. I was going to say 23, but that's because I really want to read the next volume, and it will be the last volume. I really enjoyed this series. I wasn't expecting to like it as much. The art style is definitely a change. I really think this... I don't think this gets as much... it's not popular as much as some other series, but it definitely is a great series. I think anyone that wants something different should pick it up. And since it's finishing at 23, we're just waiting for the last volume. Definitely, if you're looking for something that is going to end, which has an end, this is a series to go. Next up we have Dance in the Vampire Band, volumes 1 through 21. I have mostly in omnibus format. I tried to get these 3 volumes, as you can see, which are in singles. I couldn't get the omnibus because it's quite expensive, and I don't really want to pay that much for a manga volume. I'll probably pick it up if I find it cheap enough, but these 3 are basically the same, just doesn't look as good on the shelf. It's a great series. I enjoyed it. Definitely something if you're into vampires and werewolves, I guess. Something for you to read. Next up we have Azumanga Daioh. I would compare this to Yotsuba in terms of type of manga. Something you can put in the middle of something you're reading. Let's say you're reading Tokyo Ghoul, maybe this will be which is more not bloody, but maybe action-packed, and this is more of a slice of life. I will put this in the middle if you want to change a little of what you are reading, this one will be a nice one. Next up we have Junji Ito, Uzumaki and Shiver. My first volumes of Junji Ito definitely wasn't expecting this type of art style. I definitely enjoyed it. Junji Ito is such a great mangaka, and these volumes are in hardback, which is a plus for me. I really like when they are in hardback and in such a great quality. I'll definitely pick more volumes by Junji Ito soon. Not sure when, but I'll probably get volumes like Gaio and Frankenstein, if I'm not mistaken, which came out a few months ago. Next up we have 20th Century Boys. I've wanted to collect this series for quite a while, but then again, it was such a long series, and I didn't really have the money to get all the way from all the series. I mean, all the way from 1 to 30. But now that I've heard that they are doing an omnibus for the series, I'll definitely pick it up next. On the right side we have Goodnight Ponpon. I only have volume 1. I've read it all, and I will definitely get the next volumes. I mean, and finish the series. This is a very good series by Junji Asano. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about this, but I'm not really in the mood to read the rest right now. It's I've just read the first volume. It left such an impact in me that I might get it eventually. Next up we have Frankenfran, volumes 1 to 8 in omnibus format. This series is different, I guess. It's kind of an horror series. It's a very good series. I will enjoy reading it. it's complete, so if you're looking for something complete that has horror in it, it's more like body horror, but it's complete and I've finished it. I liked it. Next up we have I Am a Hero, Omnibus 1 and 2. I've read these two. I'm just ordered the next 2 volumes, and yeah, it's, if you're looking for a zombie manga, this is definitely it. The art style is good, the story is good. From what I've read so far, I definitely enjoyed it. Next up is ReZero, volume 1, 2, 3. I think this series isn't very known, but yeah, it's a reincarnation manga, and I don't think many people know about it, but it's very good. I really enjoyed this type of manga, and it's slowly releasing. Seven Seas is slowly releasing the volumes, but I'm not sure how long it's gonna take for volume 4 to be printed in English. So yeah, maybe if you don't mind waiting a long time, this series might be good. Next up is a new series I'm collecting, Tomo-chan is a Girl. I have volume 1 and 2. This series is very good. I really like it. It's a slice of life, and yeah, I won't spoil anything, but if you're looking for something slice of life and school related, yeah, this will be one series that you could pick up. Next up we have Spirit Circle. It's from the mangaka that did Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. I would love to get that series, but it's currently out of print, so I just decided to get Spirit Circle. I already read it all, and I definitely loved it. The story is very well done, the art is good, the volumes are, if I'm not mistaken, all out now. It's 1 through 6 if I'm not mistaken, and yeah. Next up is Gantz, omnibus format. I've seen Gantz in a lot of collections, and I've always wanted to give it a go, but as you probably have already, as you probably can tell now, I don't really like to collect. I mean, I like to collect big series, but usually I don't really. Volumes like 1 from 30, it's a lot of money, and I usually like to read it all in one go. So the series that are quite longer, I just put it back a little and wait till I can get it all in one go. But yeah, since they are releasing Omnibus of Gantz, I decided to get it, and also it will save some space on my shelf. It's not as good as having all the singles, because this one is quite big, but yeah, I just want to read the story and I don't mind it. Next up we have Grand Blue. This series is good, it's comedy. The comedy it's actually pretty good. I've been reading it. So, if I'm not mistaken, I'm on at the beginning of volume 2. And I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm a fan of comedy, so this series is pretty good for me. Next up is Made in Abyss, volume 1. I have yet to read it. I've heard great things about it, and I'll definitely look forward to read this one. Next up is Waterkoi. This series is about the daily lives of 2 otakus, and it's pretty good. The comedy is very good. The art style is also very good. I would recommend it if you want something new to read. Next up is Land of the Lustrous. This series just gets better and better. I've read it all the way to 7, and it just gets better. I would recommend this series highly. Next up, as you can see, you have One Piece 3 that I'm currently reading. I had left it around somewhere. I guess it's here. Next up is Natsume Books of Friends. This series I decided to collect because I was a big fan of the anime, and I really wanted to read the manga. I've heard there are some different bits in it, and I've always enjoyed the atmosphere of the anime, and the manga definitely has that same atmosphere. I recommend if you like the anime. Next up is Orimiya, volumes 1 to 12. I've yet to read volume 12, but so far it's a very good series. It's a high school manga, kind of. It's a comedy. I would recommend this series for anyone. Yeah, I'm not sure how many volumes are there, but currently there are 12 out, and if you're looking into something to read, pick this up. Next up we have Goblin Slayer, volume 1. I have yet to read this one, so yeah, I'm not sure. I've heard good things about it, but yeah, I haven't read it yet. Next up we have Dead Note, in this format, all-in-one edition. I've read Dead Note a long time ago, and I wanted to get the series in paper format, so I heard they were releasing this volume, and yeah, I decided to pick it up. You can also see that there are some bookmarks there. I got them all from Book Depository. Yeah, I have quite a big chunk of them. Next up we have Slam Dunk by Takehiko Inoue. Volumes 1 through 31, complete series. I've read it all, and if you enjoy basketball, and even if you enjoy sports and comedy, I would recommend this to anyone. Then again, it's Takehiko Inoue. If you heard about, you definitely probably have heard about him, and this series is very good. Next up we have One Punch Man, volume 7 through 15. I don't got the first 6 volumes because I was watching the anime, and I just wanted to keep reading the story. I want to know what happened next, and so I decided to just pick from 7 to 15. I might get the 6 volumes before sometime soon, just to have the whole series. It's a great series. If you probably know by now what the One Punch Man is about. Yeah, very good series. Next up we have Vagabond, volumes 1 through 12, by Takehiko Inoue again. This series is probably one of my favorite. I love the spine of the Fizbix. It looks great on my collection, and the story is also very good. I'm just sad that we'll never know when the next volume is going to come out. But yeah, I would say that even if the next volume doesn't come out, this series is definitely worth getting. Next up we have Blam, volumes 1 through 6. This series is quite different from your normal series because it doesn't have much how can I say this, doesn't have much speech, but it mostly speaks, this manga mostly speaks through his art style and the drawings in it, which I thought it was definitely a good thing, and I enjoyed Blam in this format, which is, these volumes are, as you can see, these volumes are quite big. It's a master edition. They're also quite expensive, but definitely a good series. Next up we have some of my light novels. I collect some, and since it's in my collection I decided to put in this video as well. I have 1 through 3 of Empty Box, Zeroth Maria. I have 1 through 6 of Overlord, Spice and Wolf 1 through 7, Boogie Bop, a new release, omnibus format 1 to 3, Katana Gatari. Next up we already have some manga again, which is Tales of Wedding Rings. This series, I wasn't sure about it, but I want something again different to read, and this series is really fun. It's kind of an harem manga. If you're not into that, I guess you won't enjoy this as much. But then again, this series is a little different, and each book mostly is about each girl. If you're into that, definitely pick up this series. Next up we have Prison School. I have volume 1 and then 5 through 11. Again, as the same as One Punch Man, I was watching the anime and it left off on volume 5. That's why I got volume 5 through 11, and I don't have the volumes behind. I will definitely get them at some point. I already got volume 1, but yeah, this series, it's probably known. It's very good. The comedy is very good. It's kinda edgy and crazy, but definitely an enjoyable series. I enjoyed. That's it. Next up we have Golden Kamuy, volumes 1 and 2. Golden Kamuy, there's an anime coming out, so I just watched that. I've heard that the manga is better, but yeah, I might get the next volumes, but right now it's on hold. Next up we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm on volume 3. Pretty good series. Definitely gonna get the next volumes. Hardback, great quality. Yeah, it's JoJo. I think most people know by now what it is. Next up is To Your Eternity, volumes 1 through 8. This series is... I wasn't expecting to like this. I heard everyone was talking about this. It's the same mangaka as Your Name. So I decided to pick this up, and I wasn't disappointed at all. Definitely looking forward to volume 9. Next up is Delicious in Dungeon. I think this series doesn't get enough praise. Even though there are some people that praise it, this series is very good. I absolutely enjoy getting a new volume of this series. It's also such fun to read, such a different series. It's It's kind of a cooking manga and a dungeon exploring manga. It meshes so well. I would recommend this to anyone. I really like this series. Next up is Pluto 1 through 8. I haven't read it yet. I'm waiting on when I have some time to read it. I'll definitely read it in one go. But yeah, I've heard great things about it. Barakuman Volume 1. This series I haven't read yet. The same as Silver Spoon. I haven't read any of those two. But I've heard great things. I will definitely pick the rest. Next up is Bride's Story. This is in hardback, which is nice again. But I've yet to get the next volumes. I read this one. I enjoyed it. The story was good. The art style was amazing. I will definitely get the next volumes. Next up, I have some light novels. This box set just came out a few months ago. I have yet to read it, but yeah, it's back. Kizumonogatari. This series is definitely good. I'm a fan of the Neo-Esin stuff, so I'll definitely read this soon. Next up, we have a series that I've finished reading I'm not sure, it was like 2-3 weeks ago. I couldn't stop reading this. I went from volume 1 through 4 in like a few hours. I couldn't put it down. I had to know the rest. This series is definitely great. I've already have on my mail coming Happiness by the same mangaka. I hope it's as good as well. I've heard people say that it's better. I've heard people say that it's worse. I guess I will take my conclusions after I read it. And yeah, this is it. This is my manga collection. Oh, no, I have some here. It's my Akira box set. A great piece of art. Everyone was getting it. I decided to get it as well. But I've yet to read it. I will definitely read it soon. But I have some volumes that I have to read first. But yeah, now my manga collection is done. This is it. I hope you enjoyed it. It was my first video. And yeah, thanks guys.